fun little overnight at the Harvest House there in Weed, California. It was the Shasta Mountain Brewery Company, and it was pretty good. We had a few sours, some decent food, played a little beer trivia, so we're a little bit smarter this morning.
We did walk away a little bit smarter.
I want to shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on, and she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
This morning we are headed to Oregon, and our first stop is Crater Lake. You could definitely feel and see the smokiness and the haze from all the fires that Oregon has been getting this summer. And so Crater Lake is a national park, and we've never been there before. Unfortunately, because we don't have the proper permits to film in a national park, we can't really show you guys and film that. But we are heading to I guess a BLM parking lot. I think they're called snow parks. And also, I think we need to scout out the national park today, at least get out there and see it, because we really only have one full day tomorrow, and we have the dog, so we never really have a full day anymore. But at least we're gonna get out and do some hiking and see that beautiful, deepest lake in America.
She loves me, yes, she loves me, and it blows my mind. Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Coming up on the end of our short 2-hour drive up here to Ann Creek Snow Park, it's called. And it is basically just a parking lot for the big rigs, and then there is like a small area for smaller vans and some Class C's and stuff down by the creek, which I don't think we're gonna go down there. I think the cell service is harder to get. We might have to use Starlink, but we are coming up just 1 mile up on Ann Creek Road, and I'm excited to be here.
I am super excited to be here. Crater Lake is a lot of people's number one sight to see, and we're about to see it for the first time, and I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, hopefully the smoke doesn't interrupt that seeing it for the first time. So you do need a permit to park here in the winter time to early spring, but not in the summertime, so that's cool. And you can definitely see it's a big parking lot to the left over there.
There's little pit toilets. This is interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna go around that way.
Let's pull up to that sign. There's a big red X in lights there.
Yeah.
We should probably check out what that says.
Let's read that sign.
Hopefully it's just about fires. Avalanche beacon checkpoint.
Oh my gosh, we're in an avalanche zone.
The red X, you are not transmitting. It's like a beacon for avalanches.
What does that mean though?
I don't know.
I'm not transmitting an avalanche?
Yeah, like I think you'd have to hit an emergency button to make it transmit, which we're not going to do. So straight ahead there, I believe, is down to the creek.
Okay.
Which I don't know. We could check it out, but we do want some cell service and some possibly Starlink. So I think we need to be up top for that. Looks like we have the whole parking lot for ourselves.
And keep in mind, we're only spending 2 nights here, so we kind of have a rule where if it's like a single night or a 2-night, we like to keep it easy.
Yeah.
Like if we were going to be spending whatever the max is here, let's just say 14 days. Then we might be a little more adventurous and spend more time into finding that beauty spot to park.
Yeah, this is all about visiting Crater Lake.
This is all about in and out, keeping it stress-free, and maximizing our time here. So right now it's 11:04, getting in. We'll have half a day today, a full day tomorrow, and just using that time.
snow shelter. That's so interesting. Like, you can come in here and start a fire and
Never seen
warm
anything
up.
quite like this before.
No, we're not used to snow shelters. And then there's like outlets and stuff. I heard people say like you could charge your cell phone.
Interesting.
Van life to the max.
Van life, yeah. It's always nice to have bathrooms and plugins if you're a little rig that's, you know, you can add on some days to your stay by using those things.
Yeah, pretty cool. So I think we're gonna just swoop around and pull up alongside that building because we want to point our Starlink north, so we gotta avoid those big tall trees. And Chris said we might as well park the direction leaving so that we don't have trouble getting out if it gets busy.
I'm always thinking ahead of how do we get out of this spot if it fills up?
Yeah.
Which obviously this isn't an issue, it's massive here, but you never know, like what if a big party of 10 rigs comes in and it gets a little tight?
Yeah, you don't know. So I use this manual level on the auto system, but by using the manual mode, you can kind of see how level you are to begin with. And we're nose down 1 degree, which is good, and perfectly level left to right. And you can kind of tell that it nose down, so it's just hard to tell how far, but 1 degree is good. The auto level is good to 1.5 degree of being off. So if we're within that, we're good to go with the auto level system. I don't know where all these bees came from. I don't know if you can see them or not, but there's about, I don't know, a dozen of them swarming around the RV, checking it out. It's got me a little nervous. There's a nest really close by that we probably don't want to park next to. Okay, yeah, slightly worried about the bees, but we moved back only about 20 feet. And again, we want this side of the parking lot so we can get Starlink off to the north. And we also didn't really want to go too far in that back corner just because that communal cabin could be pretty busy and we don't really want to park our front door right in front of that. We're not going to use the fire pits, so we'll leave those open for people that do want to enjoy a fire. And otherwise, pretty decent spot. Still a few bees checking our rig out. Battery's charged up to 87%. I think we were at 60 something when we left this morning. Still getting 1600 watts of power, so that's pretty good. And should be an easy travel day for us, so doesn't look like much has moved around. Get the big slide out first. Looks good. Kitchen slide out next. Slide number 1. Okay, definitely nice and easy to open up this house. We definitely enjoy the 2 big hydraulic slides. Those come out fast, easy, and haven't had any issues with any of the slides so far. And let's see where the family's at. Are you out here, babe?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, come on in. I can smell the smoke. Hi, guys. You want to go inside?
Yes, they do. They love going inside. Oh, good job. They got that duck down, don't they?
Yep.
Home sweet home. Home sweet home.
Keep this door closed for bees. All right.
We made it.
This is it. Short travel day, easy setup. What a cool spot. You know, this is something we would never know about. A parking lot 10 minutes from a national park that you can camp in for free.
Yes.
I didn't even see a limit on it, but I'm sure it's the typical 7 days or 14 days.
Yeah.
And we talked with the ranger on our way in.
Yeah.
Just a couple minutes after we parked, and he was just a super nice guy.
He was super friendly.
They always are.
Giving us recommendations on where to go and what to see, and talking about the smoke.
Yeah, he's bummed about the smoke. And hopefully we tried not to park too close to this building, but again, we needed the space and for Starlink and the view. But it looks like that is for the snow plows in the wintertime. Ranger didn't say anything about restrictions on parking. Pretty much anywhere on the lot is fine, but we left the driveways, of course, open for that shed in case they do use that. Not sure.
And we definitely talked long enough for him to give us like instructions if he had any.
Yeah, super chill.
Super chill.
So here's the little road that goes down to the creek. Definitely looks like it's rutted out a little bit. Probably wouldn't mind taking our previous travel trailer, but the fifth wheel, a little unknown. Actually some really nice sights at the bottom of that road. So we just walked down, and there's a handful of sites down here. Nice ones for like vans or smaller RVs.
And that road's not as scary as it first looks.
No, we could have made it down that road if we had to.
Totally could have made that.
And there's a stream down here somewhere.
I think my streamer tells me it's that way.
Yeah, it sounds like it's that way.
Yeah.
But look at all these little tucked away campsites.
It's really cool to be down here like in the trees.
Super private, yeah.
These trees are great.
Yeah, you just have zero cell service and no chance at probably Starlink at all.
And little less solar.
Yeah, a lot less solar.
Because all your resources, goodbye. Totally opposite direction of what I was sensing.
Your streamdar was way off. Yeah, you couldn't hear it. It sounded like the wind blowing.
Oh, look at that. People actually cross on that log.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I would not cross over that.
It's pretty big. Oh, there's another one up there. Here's the creek.
See, it was this one.
You're right, all along.
It smells very fresh and crisp down.
Kind of a funny feeling here in the parking lot, because this is what we used to do in our Sprinter van a lot, was hang out in parking lots, and we haven't been to Oregon basically since we had our Sprinter van. And
we were just trying to figure out when was the last time we were actually visiting Oregon and not just driving straight through it.
which was like 2019, our first kind of year on the road. And I was just thinking, like, yes, this fifth wheel is harder to tow around. We're getting obviously a lot more used to it. We're now on 3 months and 4,000 miles of travel already.
Yeah.
And it's just, when we get somewhere, we have this huge kitchen and living room and an apartment style feel with these big windows and the big office. And it's like, you know, the parking lot's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It gets the job done. It gets us close to our destination. And it is, you know, there's some definite nature out here. So that's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, we got a truck now to go explore, and we have a large roof space and capacity for a large electrical system, which allows breakfast to happen, like air fried potatoes.
Air fried potatoes. We do these, I don't want to say every day, but almost every day. They're just so satisfying and so easy. And I like to put a little fresh rosemary on, salt and pepper, 15 minutes at 315 degrees, and then I throw some green onions in and crank it up to 400 degrees for another 6 minutes, and that usually gets them nice and cooked so you don't have any bony potatoes in there. And that's our recipe for breakfast. We do some eggs, some ground chicken. That's on today's menu. And I think we're both really hungry. Our stomachs have been growling all morning.
Mm-hmm. Actually, is it noon? Does that say 12 o'clock?
What time is it? Yeah, it's 12:15. What day is it? What time is it? What state am I in? These are questions that I frequently ask myself.
Lulu, are you happy in your new home? You're kind of grumpy. Yeah, you're grumpy. Grumpy today. Jun.
It's like, why do you guys starve me on water so much? Look at those. Smells amazing.
Yeah.
So it takes, a good 20 minutes, which isn't the quickest breakfast, but it's inactive time. So when the air fryer is working, I sit down and do something else. And it's just so good. We're both addicted, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Pretty clean, pretty good, pretty tasty.
That's it. Bon appetit.
Mm-hmm.
Always like an extra salt on top.
So last night we went to Crater Lake National Park just to check it out, see what's going on up there. And the very first time we walked to the rim of the crater and the lake, wow, is all I can say. Absolutely amazing. It's almost comparable to talking about going to the Grand Canyon and standing at the rim of that. It's not as vast, but it is such an amazing abundance of like deep blue in the water to like the dark green of the trees, and you could just kind of feel the prehistoric significance of that land. So reading the plaques up there, it was a 12,000 foot volcano, this giant super volcano that erupted and then created the crater, which then filled with water, making it the deepest lake in America. Pretty cool. So we're going to be heading back today, to do a nice big long hike and try to see Crater Lake from a larger perspective. And I just wanted to go over a couple of the things we do when we leave the dogs. We haven't talked about some of this stuff for a while. I really like these Govee products on Amazon. They're pretty inexpensive and they work really well. So for example, this is a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi temperature sensor and humidity. So this allows me to see what the temperature is while we're gone and also receive alerts if it gets too high or too low. So that's for the dogs, just to check the temperature, as well as I'm still using the Wise Cam. This is the Pro 3, I think. These are really inexpensive USB reliable little cameras, and I've just always loved these. We've had these since the van. I think I've upgraded to a new version since then, but it just plugs into a USB and it basically shows the entire living room here. Because now we're leaving Louie outside of the kennel. It took us a while to trust him to be home alone. These Basenjis are known to be anxious dogs, and they can also be destructive when left alone. So June is still a puppy, She's about 9 months old. She's still chewing, and so she stays in the cage still while Louie gets free range, and he basically sleeps on the couch. And what we do now is we leave the curtains half open so they can both sit there and look out the window. And that really seems to keep them entertained and happy while we're gone. We've had no accidents in the house. Louie has not chewed anything up, which is amazing. And basically, he's getting more and more comfortable with us leaving, which is good for us because now we can go out and do some of the things that we need to do without the puppies. Because we're so used to just bringing Louie like everywhere with us, but national parks are notorious for not being very dog friendly. Is it a hiccup? Louie, you got a hiccup? And then lastly, on the security cameras, I bought these Blink cameras maybe a year and a half ago, or at least a year ago. I have 5 of them. 4 of them are mounted permanently on the outside of the RV. And then I have this one that can be moved around, and you can kind of put it anywhere you want, inside, outside, just kind of a handy option. And these are cool because they're completely wireless. The downside of the wireless is they preserve battery, so they don't quite record as long as like the wired version of Wise that I have up there. Another downside to the Blinks is you need basically a hub, and that is, you have to have 110 on that. So while the Wise camera uses a USB up there, the Blink uses 110. But now that we leave our inverters on, that's really not a big deal, but it does seem a little bit slower to connect. So that's kind of the extent of some of the security stuff that we've been using over, I don't know, the past couple years. Really like it. It's been working fairly well so far, and I wish we could bring you guys along to the national park, but again, unfortunately, we can't film in there without the proper permits, which can be quite difficult and expensive to get. Also, for the doggos, I like to put just one of the air conditioners on auto. The temperature today is only supposed to be like 75, but obviously in a closed up RV, it could be like 85. Sometimes I'll set this around somewhere between 80 and 85, kind of depending on the outside temperature, because when it's kind of cool out, if it actually did hit 85 in here, this air conditioner is going to be going off for a while, and it'll be much cooler than 85. We used the electric fireplace space heater for a couple hours this morning, along with quite a few other higher loads with cooking and stuff this morning. So the battery's actually down to 51%, that's quite a bit of power, just over the night and into the morning. But early right now, we're getting 860 watts of solar. That's going to continue to climb close probably to 2,000, depending on our shadowing out there. And so that's going to charge up really nicely. And if the AC needs to go on, it won't be a problem. You ready to go?
I'm ready! Aaron's picked out a couple of hikes for us to do, and I think we're gonna make a decision on the drive there, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We have a 3.5 mile hike and a 4.5 mile hike, and both of them have great views of Crater Lake, so we'll kind of see which one we end up going to.
It's all about the views on this one.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna pack up the truck.
Well, this is a first on BLM or U.S. forest land to have a helicopter land 50 feet from our RV. Right
next to us. The dogs have never seen a helicopter. We don't know what's going on.
Crazy. So the pilot got out and he ran to the side of the building. He gave us a little wave, so it didn't look like it was an emergency. At least nothing like our RV's not on fire or anything.
But he did jump out. He had some pep in his step.
Yeah, I thought he had to go to the bathroom or something.
I wish I had a mockingbird. I wish I had a diamond ring. I wish I had a pink raincoat. Wish I had a pretty thing like you.